بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Assalamu alaikum, dear sisters, and today, inshallah, we're going to start Surat AlMarij from Ayah 1 to Ayah 10, inshallah. Surat AlMarij, the word itself, Al-Ma'arij, which giving the meaning of ascending, actually. Al-Ma'arij, when you go to the meanings of Al-Ma'arij, means ascending stairways, which is actually very interesting to know what does it mean, ascending stairways. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that there is a specific ascent ways, ascending ways for the angels and for the souls ascending to the heaven. And this is what we're going to see in this coming ayat, that something what we call al-ghaib, or the unseen, but we have to, or we must believe in it as it came in the Quran and mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there is specific ways for the angels and for the souls ascending to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we're going to have an example for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the best example, of course, that if you're going to travel from one country to other by car, for example, or train or bus or whatever, there is specific pathways, there is specific routes. You cannot just take your car and go by yourself. You have to cross certain roads and certain streets you have to cross. So we can imagine that the ways that al-malaika, or the angel, is going, descending to the earth, or ascending to the sky through these specific ways. It's not coming like that, يعني not organized. It's highly organized, actually, and very accurately determined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we can see from the title of this surah, Al-Ma'arij, the ascent stairways. Now we'll come to the first ayah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سأل سائل بعذاب واقع. Here, سأل سائل. Sa'il means a questioner or someone who is asking, and this questioner or the sa'il is a noun, and the sa'ala is a verb. Sa'ala, asking. So the questioner asked, here sa'ala in the past tense, asked. So the questioner asked about, or what is more بعذاب. The letter ba here in adab means that a questioner requested to hasten on the torment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about to fall. Here we have two meanings. سأل سائل بعذاب واقع. According to what we come in the tafsir, that the questioner asked concerning a torment about to befall. This is one meaning. He's this disbeliever. Actually, here the questioner is referring to the disbeliever who is asking about the torment, al-adab, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this adab, or this torment, definitely will happen. Definitely it will happen on those disbelievers. And actually the meaning of this ayah, repeated in different techniques, different linguistic techniques in the Quran, when the disbeliever is asking all the time the Prophet or other prophets before Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, when the torment of Allah will fall on us. This is from the degree of arrogance and how they are rejecting, denying this message. So they want the torment to be fall on them. Billah. In other ayahs, they are mentioning to the Prophet, if what you are saying is the truth, ask Allah to send on us the azab or the torment. So here they are asking this disbeliever or the questioner or the sa'il asked about a torment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be fall بعذاب, when to be fall. فالله سبحانه وتعالى here is saying واقع يعني it will definitely happen, as if he's answering this questioner and tell him that the torment you are asking about is definitely will happen. Okay, is it clear? The first ayah?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the second one. The second one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after saying waqi', this torment definitely will happen, and will happen for whom? This happening or the occurrence of this torment will happen for whom? Then the second ayah will answer that for you. Lil kafirin. So this will happen to disbelievers. Lil kafirina means it is waiting in preparation for the disbelievers. ليس له دافع. This adab or this torment, nothing can prevent it, or can repel it, or can stop it. دافع, to prevent. When you say تدفع something, literally in Arabic, يدفع means to push, to push. So to push here means to prevent, to prevent. Nothing can prevent this adab or this torment. So from whom? Who will send this adab? Who will send this torment? Because the beginning of ayat is this disbeliever is asking about when this torment will happen, and Allah is saying this torment will definitely happen, and this torment is especially for the disbelievers, and this torment no one can prevent it. Who will bring this torment? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who will bring it? In ayah 3, min Allah, from Allah. This torment will come from Allah. Dhil Ma'arij. The here in the Arabic language, when you see the, there is the or though or the, according to the harakat. If it is in kasra, like here it will be the. Sometimes it is the with alif, and sometimes it's dhu with dhamma. And this is according to the place of the word in the sentence. So here the means the owner, the or dhu, like dhul arsh, for example, the owner of al arsh or throne, the owner of the throne. Here dhil ma'arij is the owner of these stairways, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the owner and also the Lord of these ascents, ways of ascent. Ibn Abbas mentioned Lord of the ways of ascent means loftiness and abundance. Of course, it gives us how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it's control over such huge universe He created subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start to talk to us about these stairways. Now He mentioned that He is the owner and the Lord of these stairways, but what about it? What looks like? How can we know about it? So this come in ayah 4. Ayah 4. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start to describe for us what especially, or what is the real appearance and description of such stairway. So He mentioned تعرج الملائكة والروح إليه. Here Allah is mentioning the angels and a ruh will ascend. تعرج here is the verb. The verb of ma'arij. Ma'arij is a noun, which is the plural of ascent way. And the single is mi'raj. Remember? Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, journey of Isra wal-Mi'raj. So the plural is al-Ma'arij, the single is al-Mi'raj, which means the ascent. The ascent way that the Prophet ﷺ used to ascend during the journey of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj during night. So we can hear that the Prophet ﷺ ascended to the heavens with a special stairway, which is one of these stairways that the surah is talking about. So ma'arij is a plural, the single is mi'raj, and the verb is ta'ruju, which means ascending. The al-malaika ascending, and ar-ruh. Here in reference to ar-ruh. Ar-ruh here, according to tafsir, having two meanings. The first is creatures from the creation of Allah that resemble that like humans. These are the ruh, ascending the ruh or the souls of the mankind. And also in another way of meanings that it is Jibreel. Ar-ruh is Jibreel, according to what came in the Surat Al-Qadr. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تتنزل الملائكة والروح. فالملائكة there is the angel, والروح there is Jibril. So it could be الروح Jibril, or could be the ruh or the souls of all the people, of all the mankind that present. في والروح, so the ملائكة or the angel is ascending. والروح means with the souls. And those from the tafsir, the mufassirin or the scholars that shows the ruh, that they are the souls of the people of the mankind, because they, here we have al-malaika, the angel will go together with these souls. إليه. You know this happened when this happened, that the souls of the mankind will ascend with the angels. Anyone tell me? Excellent, excellent, Yasmin. Barakallahu fiki. But at the time of death or dying, what happened after the death of the person? His soul will be ascent to with the angels to the heaven. And according to this soul is having doing from the believers or from the righteous people or not, will have its own pathway. Because for the believers or the righteous soul will ascend with the angels till the seventh heaven. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in every heaven, in every sky, it will open the doors for such souls and start to call this person with a beautiful name he used to be called during his life, or the name he liked to be called, and start to give this soul the glad tidings that you are the good soul, for the Lord, your Lord is happy about you, and you are a good soul, until this soul with the angels. And you can imagine that the angels are carrying the souls of the believers and putting it in a like a very beautiful clothes with beautiful perfumes and beautiful odor, and start to ascend till the seventh heaven. After reaching the seventh heaven, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordering al-malaika to carry this soul down to stay in its grave until the day of judgment.
And when we go to sleep at night, doesn't our soul be taken then at night, and then it's decided whether it returns to the body or not? And
yeah, excellent. This is another way, and this is mentioned in Surat Az-Zumar, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take off the ruh during sleep and during its death, and then for the sleep that Allah return back the soul that it's not yet its life ended, and take off the soul that its life ended. That's why we can see that people are sleeping and they cannot wake up in the morning because they passed away. This has happened. So at that time also, this is another example of when the souls will be يعني ascend to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But here what came in the hadith regarding specifically what happened to the souls after death, it came in the hadith, which is detailed as I mentioned to you. After reaching the seventh heaven, it will return back to the grave where it will be present, preparing for the questions of the angels that will come. Two angels will come at the grave and start to ask this soul about what's your religion, what's your messenger, and what's your Lord. The righteous person and believer will ask easily these questions, and then after that, a window that showing the hellfire will open to him, and the angels will mention to him, "This is your place if you didn't answer this question." So, and this window then closed, and another window will be open for his place in paradise, and then his grave will be so widened and that he can be seeing like over the horizon in his grave, and will be mentioned to him, "Sleep like the bride until the day of judgment." This is in short what will happen to the righteous soul that will ascend with the angels. On the contrary, billah, the disbeliever's soul will ascend with the angels with a very bad smell, and the doors of the first heaven even will not open. And as a result of that, what will happen? The angels will leave this soul to fall, fall until its grave without the support of the angels. And then, of course, after reaching the grave, the two angels will come to him, and he cannot answer the question. And on the reverse, he will see his place in Jahannam, and he starts to have his torment in his grave until the day of judgment. So to come back here, that all what we said now to explain the ruh, which here goes with that, the ruh or the soul of the people, or the all mankind that being carried to al-malaika, to ascend to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to the through the heaven. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that تعرج الملائكة والروح إليه. Here في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. That day, or in this day, it measures مقداره 50,000 سنة, 50,000 years that we can measure from our measurement. What is that day? That day is the day of judgment. The day of judgment, its measure, according to what we are having our measuring now in this life, equivalent to 50,000 years. 50,000 سنة. Here, we want just to say why it came here, في يوم, in that day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning about the adhab. Remember, when you are reading Quran, you have to be very focused during meaning. Here in the first three ayahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about his punishment or his torment that will be fall. And this will happen definitely to the disbelievers by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who is responsible for that. When this will happen? During the day of judgment. The day of judgment measures to 50,000 years of what we are counting now. So, what is the relation between تعرج الملائكة والروح إليه is the definition of ذي المعارج. Okay, so we cannot say that تعرج الملائكة والروح إليه, this ascent will be equivalent to 50 50,000 years. في يوم. No, في يوم here is relating to when this adab will fall. When this adab will fall, it will be on the day of judgment. And this is came in the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ, there is a hadith for him, a long hadith. At the end of this hadith, he mentioned that this will happen in day of judgment, which measure 50,000 years. Okay, is it clear up till now?
Yeah.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to his prophet in ayah 5 by saying, because actually this questioner or this disbeliever is asking whom? Asking the prophet, asking about when this adab will come, or let Ya Muhammad, this adab will fall on us because of their ignorance and their arrogance at the same time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to his prophet and telling him fasbir sabran jamila, meaning be patient, be patient. Be patient, O Muhammad, with your people rejection and their seeking to hasten the torment, since they think it will not occur. So means that the Prophet ﷺ will be patient on his the rejection of his people, and not only patient, sabran jamila, good patience. What is good patience mean?
Having tawakkul in Allah, having
Good patience.
having faith in,
Anyone
having
tell me
trust in
when
Not
Allah.
it comes
rejecting him, but
without?
he still maintains the patience that, and Yani, that they think things are going to happen. He needs to be patient because he knows it will happen.
Yes, he need to be patient. This is what we are agree on that. But what is to be having a beautiful patience?
To have
So
trust in Allah that it will happen.
it's
To have
like the
tawakkul.
sabran that Yaqub
Um,
alayhi salam, it's also mentioned sabran Jamila. He
Here,
was asking.
Sabran Jamila, we found it before in Surat Yusuf, right? When Yaqub alayhi salam, they took his son Yusuf, his brothers, and they mentioned that he was killed, but he didn't killed, of course. But at that time, he mentioned فَصَبْرٌ جَمِيلٌ. Well, Sabrun Jamil, which actually we have to know the meaning, because this is very important, as the Prophet been ordered to have the Sabr Jamil or beautiful patience. Also, we are ordered like him to have this beautiful patience. Beautiful patience. First of all, I would like to say patience. What are the types of patience? You know types of patience?
So being patient with calamities, or being patient, keeping up with our ibadah.
Yeah, excellent. Number 3, you mentioned 2, Sister Karima. Excellent. So patience on obedience, patience on doing the ibadah and worship. This is need patience. Need patience that you are every day you go for salat, or you came up for salat al fajr, and you stay till salat al isha. All this need patience. Patience on worship. Number 1. Patience on the painful decree that may happen to you out of your hand. You maybe have something painful to yourself or to what you love around you. So you have to be patient. And patient away from what Allah forbid. To keep yourself away from what Allah forbid. This is another type of patience. So we have these beautiful patience. The beautiful that in the 3 types of patience, you have to have these beautiful patience. Beautiful patience is that you will not object. You will not say, what this happened to me? Why I am the one? Why others are happy and I'm not? Why I lost such and such? Why? This is the hadith of the nafs, or what your nafs, what your soul, or what your shaitan is whispering to you. You have to be away from all these whispers and say aslamtu lillah or sallamtu lillah, submitted. You have to completely submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to say I agree and I accept the decree Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed upon me, and never object or never see why this happening to me. This is a sabr al-jamil That's why again in Surah Yusuf, Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, he mentioned, إنما أشكو بثي وحزني إلى الله. He was complaining, but complaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to descend his mercy and to keep him patient. But he didn't go and say to people, this happening to me, and this happening, and my son is doing like that, and my husband is doing like that, why he's doing so and so, and start to object or to reject what Allah decree upon him. This is the sabr jamil. Okay? So, fasbir sabran jamila, which means that you have to be patient with, please, accept what Allah decrees that make your people rejecting your da'wah or your invitation, and start not to complain or to object about that. Because actually, sometimes you'll find one of the people who are inviting others to Quran, or they're having da'wah or something like that, they will find a slow response or even no response of the people around them. So they start to leave the message and leave their mission and say, no one will actually respond to me. So I will not invite them, or I will not be patient with them. And this is how we can learn from such ayat. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking again to his prophet in ayah 6 and mentioning, إِنَّهُمْ يَرَوْنَهُ بَعِيدًا. They see it far away. Allah is telling his prophet that إِنَّهُمْ they يَرَوْنَهُ they see it بعيد, away, far away. Here يَرَوْنَهُ, see, يَرَوْن is a verb, present tense, يَرَوْنَهُ, which means giving you the continuity. The present tense giving you the sensation that in every time the disbelievers will say the same thing, that they are not believing in the day of judgment, they are not believing in the resurrection, and they found it's very far away, it will not happen. So the present tense in يَرَوْنَهُ gives this sensation. The ha we have here is a pronoun, and it is refers to the disbelievers. Instead of saying that إِنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ يَرَوْنَهُ بَعِيدًا, it comes to you يَرَوْنَهُم. يَرَوْنَهُ means who, or this ha refers to the disbelievers. They see it far away. وَنَرَاهُ here, and we see it, so we see it very near. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about himself. We see it quite near. وَنَرَاهُ. So again, the يَرَوْنَهُ here is the ha is referring in يَرَوْنَهُ. Yarown is the disbeliever saying, ha is the adab, and here وَنَرَاهُ here also refer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we see it. It here is the ha which refers to the adab. So ha here is referred to adab, ha here refer to adab, or the torment. يَرَوْنَهُ they see this adab far away, but we see this adab is very near, quite near. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started from ayah 8 till 10, telling us description of such day, what will happen. يَوْمَ تَكُونُ السَّمَاءُ كَالْمُهْلِ. This day, the heaven will be, or the sky, السماء, the sky, will be like al-muhl. What is al-muhl? Anyone knows? We took it before.
Oily. No. Wool? No.
No.
Molten copper.
Molten metal.
Is that what they did Maju and Yajuj with molten copper between the wall?
This is in Surat
Al-Kahf.
Al-Kahf, but it is not
Is that
muhl
the same
actually.
thing?
No, it's not the same thing, of course, because
Oh, that
anything
was Iron, sorry, that
in
was
the day of
Iron, yeah.
judgment will not have any similarity in this life. Al-muhl actually it has a different meaning, but the most famous meaning of it, when you have oil, boiling oil boiled to a very high degree of boiling till it became black oil. And when we say that, this is in our life, but you can imagine you will multiply by 99 when you are speaking about the hellfire. or the day of judgment. So everything will be more exaggerated, yeah. So يوم تكون السماء, this sky will be like the boiled oil or very black. In other words, it will be very black. وتكون الجبال, and then the mountains, the huge mountains that we are seeing now, what will happen to this mountain? It will be like the fluffed wool, which is al-ihn. And this is, we took it before in al-ihn al-manfush, in Surat AlMarij, I think, yes. So here, the al-ihn, the word al-ihn, and you have to be cautious when you pronounce al-ihn, because we have ayn and ha, and they are with a near makhraj or near exit. So you have to pronounce the ayn first, and then go for the ha, which is actually an air coming from inside. Will be kal-ayh, when you pronounce it, which is a fluffed wool. ولا يسأل حميم حميمة. Here, ولا يسأل حميم, and no friend will ask his best friend. حميما is his best friend, because everyone at that day will be concerned about his own issue and what will happen to him and where he will go, paradise or hellfire. So these are the description at that day, that the sky will be dark, the mountains will be like wool, and no one will concern about anyone except himself. أقول قولي هذا